Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. I hope all of you are having a superb week so far. Students, this is an IELTS speaking class. I'm going to give you some tips, strategies for the speaking section of the IELTS exam, and you will have a chance to answer questions and speak to me live through using Zoom in combination with YouTube. Welcome Ariadna, hi Aisha, welcome Barno. And good to see many of you here. Students, the focus of this speaking class for part 2 and part 3 will be a childhood memory. This lesson is presented to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS. Visit us there. For the general IELTS, visit us at gieltshelp.com. These are our websites. They power these live classes. They house all of our materials, including practice exams, interactive courses, and lots of videos for all of the different sections. The academic version of our website looks like this. We are an IDP affiliate, a British Council partner, an IELTS Test Registration Center, and I'm a certified British Council agent. To join the premium version, just click this big red button right over there. It's a one-time payment. You get lifetime access. It costs not much, just 30 to 50 bucks US for all those materials, and you'll get extra live classes each week through Zoom. For general IELTS, it's gieltshelp.com. It's the green background, and students, we help thousands of students succeed in their exams every single month. For the mobile apps, you can look for Academic IELTS Help and General IELTS Help in your app stores. You can link those to the websites, and if you're curious about those premium classes and what they look like, check out this playlist and you'll get a good idea. I'll drop that into the chat for everyone. If you have any questions, just send me an email, adrian@aehelp.com or admin@aehelp.com. And students, make sure to subscribe to the channel. You'll get notifications of these live classes, new video releases, and much more. Tomorrow for our premium students, it's task 1 writing for the academic, and then again speaking all through Zoom in the class. An important reminder, everybody, next week there are no classes. I will be traveling for the following week. I'm out of my office, but I will be back on September 30th here on YouTube. In the meantime, again, just subscribe to the channel. You can check out videos like this one here for the speaking section to get lots more tips and strategies for speaking and for other sections of the exam. Students, the speaking section is a 12 to 15 minute interview for the IELTS exam. You meet with an examiner in a nice, quiet, private room, or you sit at a computer if you're doing a computer-based version, also at the exam center, and you meet with the examiner through the computer. If you have the chance, I definitely recommend meeting face-to-face. There's a lot of information that can be delivered through our gestures, through our demeanor, and it's just better communication when you're in the same room with the examiner. So if you have the chance, take that option. If not, the computer-based one is good too. Just make sure you put in extra effort for clarity and using a nice, loud, clear voice when you're speaking through the computer screen. Now, go to your exam early. Show up like 45 minutes, an hour before the speaking interview starts. Switch your brain into English. Talk to other candidates. Warm up your vocabulary, your grammar, your fluency, so that when you go into the exam room, you're feeling confident and ready to go. If you find somebody and they say, no, I'm sorry, I don't want to practice right now, I'm so stressed, say, don't worry, and then find somebody else, but do practice your speaking before you meet with the examiner. It's a very important tip. And then when you get to the exam room, the examiner will meet and greet you. So they will say, welcome to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test. We are currently conducting this exam in Munich. The time right now is 14 o'clock. This is exam center 74R92, candidate number 99782215, and examiner number 41762. I'm recording this for clerical and marking purposes. Let's begin. May I see your identification? As soon as you hear this question, students, give them a nice, fluent, formal response. Say, yes, gladly. Here is my ID that I used to register a few weeks ago. Please take a look. Okay. Students, this is speaking, so make sure you speak, copy and repeat. Say what I say. Try to mimic my intonation, my fluency, my vocabulary. Don't just copy the answers, also try to copy the questions. So here we go. May I see your identification? Yes, gladly. Here's my ID that I used to register a few weeks ago. Please take a look. Okay, good job, everyone. Again, make sure to copy and repeat throughout the class. Barno has this answer for us, kind of similar. Barno says, gladly. Here's my passport I had used to sign up for this test a couple of weeks ago. Please take a look. Same idea, very good. You want the examiner to feel like this is a capable student. This student is fluent, this student practiced, this student has a good idea of this interview, and they're here to mean business. Okay, so Barno, that's good. I like it. Okay, it's a good start. Students, I'm looking at the chat here. So whatever answers you're putting in there, I'm trying to review them as much as possible so I can give you band score estimates. So please do your best to answer these questions. Okay. All right, they'll ask for your name next. They'll say, what is your full name? They're asking for your full name. They also want to know what you want to be called. So answer that one automatically, okay? Again, it shows them that you prepared for the test. Don't wait for them to ask you, what would you like me to call you? But just give that answer, okay? So my full name is Peter Anderson. Peter is my given name. Please just call me Pete. Okay. So again, nice full sentence answer. Don't use natural fillers here. Natural fillers like and and well, they're okay, but not when you're introducing yourself. It's strange. Introductions should be very smooth. You shouldn't have to think about it. There shouldn't be natural fillers involved here. In the other parts of the test, though, in the speaking, that's okay. Some people really worry. They say, oh, my teacher says don't use and only if it's not natural. If it sounds odd or awkward or very slow, then yeah, no, you want to avoid those natural fillers. But otherwise, they're okay, except in the introduction. In the introduction, you should be fluent. You shouldn't be using natural fillers, okay? So again, one more time, what is your full name? My full name is Peter Anderson. Peter is my given name. Please just call me Pete. Okay. Kurt Paul, sing. Well done. Kurt Paul in the chat. And students, don't just write it, say it. Okay. So Kurt Paul Singh says, my first name is Kurt Paul and last name is Singh. Please call me by my nickname, Karat. Very good. That's a nice answer, Karat. Just make sure that anytime you're writing, students, you're using proper capitalization. So big letters. You don't want your name to have small letters. It's really awkward for a native English speaker to see it that way. So use proper capitalization. It's good practice for the reading and the listening sections. Okay. All right. Then they'll ask you some more questions to make you feel comfortable. They're not marking you yet, but they are actually measuring your English. So you want to do a good job on these. The examiner might ask you something like, do you work or study? Okay. Again, nice, full, fluent answers. The trick, students, to getting a high band score on the IELTS speaking is make sure that you give an answer, an explanation, and include the examples every 2 out of 3 questions. Okay, so aim for some good examples. Don't say for example, just give the example. Good examples make sense. You don't need to introduce them. You don't need to say for example. Again, for those of you who are joining, these materials, these lessons, they're coming out of our website, and this is aehelp.com. If you want to learn all of these strategies and review them, then you can do that through your interactive course in the speaking section. So a lot of what I'm saying will be given to you in these interactive courses, also in the videos on the website. It's mobile friendly, so you can check it out there. Okay, so definitely sign up. I'll drop that link again into the chat there, and then you can also get some extra classes each week. Okay, all right, let's see some answers. Amanjot, nice. Okay, Amanjot has this answer for us. Amanjot says, I do both. I am working part-time as a personal support worker at a long-term care facility, and also I'm studying in the 4th year of advanced healthcare leadership from Lambton College. I would go with at here. It's a little bit better. At Lambton College. Okay, so Amanjad, just a couple of small corrections. There's still a band 8 level answer. I love it. I think it's very clear. It's complete. Gives me a good idea of who you are, what you're doing. Okay, so this would still be about a band 8 even without my corrections. With my corrections, you're closer to a band 9 for sure. Okay, Barno has this answer for us. Barno says, I am currently a student in class 11, no, in grade 11, at Government Science College in Dhaka. Alongside my studies, I also work part-time as a freelancer. This enables me to enhance my skills while pursuing my education. Okay, there's just a little bit of a fix here, Barno. Freelancer is a type of work. It's not a profession, or it's not a job. Okay, a freelancer just basically means you're self-employed. So here, if I'm your examiner, I'm like, a freelancer what, right? Like a freelancer construction worker, a freelancer editor, a freelancer computer engineer. Like what are you freelancing, right? So I don't know what that means here, but you should add it. So you should say as a freelancer for web design, for instance. So a lot of times that is what people are talking about, but that's not given. Okay, students, keep in mind a freelancer just means you work for yourself. Self-employed on contracts is basically what that means. Okay, so if you say freelancer, tell me what you're freelancing. Okay. Yeah, Barno says web developer. See, I kind of guessed it, but you'd never want the examiner guessing what you're actually doing, right? Freelancer doesn't automatically mean that you're a web designer or web developer. Okay, so include that piece, Barno. Otherwise, it's good. Okay, so this one, if I were your examiner, I would be thinking band 7, because I would be thinking, well, where did some of that key information go, right? Students, for high band scores, coherence becomes the most important marking criteria. So in the IELTS exam, they're marking you on fluency and coherence, grammatical range, grammatical accuracy, lexical resource. Lexical resource doesn't just mean vocabulary, it means how well do you use your vocabulary, and then pronunciation. Pronunciation is not all that important. Pronunciation, as long as I understand you, you can still get a band 9. It doesn't matter if you have a German accent or a Spanish accent or a Mandarin accent. As long as I get you, it's all good. Okay. So you want to focus mostly, once you're fluent, once you have good vocabulary and you're using a bit of grammar, you want to focus mostly on your coherence. That's the biggest trick to getting a nice high band score. Okay, you want to be very, very clear. The examiner must feel like, okay, that was a good conversation. I met this person. I understand them clearly. That's what they want to feel and think. Okay. All right, so then after a couple of those warm-up questions, they'll get into part 1. Don't try to predict or guess what will be on your IELTS exam. It's not possible. It's just silly. Okay. Don't believe those viral videos that will tell you, oh, this is on the next exam and so on. No idea. And if the questions do get leaked and people do know what the questions are, they'll change the questions and they'll get you to come back again for the exam. So there's really no point. So just be ready for any question. In this case, the examiner will say, let's talk about the home. Okay. And they might ask you something like, where did you grow up? Okay, give them a nice full sentence answer. Again, visual language, coherent language is visual language. It's language that we can feel, that we can smell, touch, taste, hear, sensory language. And it includes good details, includes numbers. Math is the universal language, right? So I'll give you an example. Where did you grow up? I grew up in a 4-bedroom house in the suburbs, just north of Victoria's inner city, which is the capital of British Columbia in Western Canada. Okay. So where did you grow up? Don't overspeak. Don't start telling them that it's a beautiful place with lots of trees and so forth, okay? Just keep it to 1-2 sentences for these first few questions. Make it really clear. The focus here is where did you grow up, right? So it's the location, okay? I grew up in a 4-bedroom house in the suburbs just north of Victoria's inner city, which is the capital of British Columbia in Western Canada, okay? Again, make sure you're repeating, students, so copy these sentences. If you're seeing new vocabulary, write that down and practice it after the class. Okay. Aisha has a different answer, but also looking good, Aisha. Aisha says, I grew up in Rawalpindi. It's a busy city with lots of people, shops, and schools. I spent most of my childhood there, and it is where I learned many things and made good memories. Don't use the word things, students. Just really avoid that in your speaking. It's a slippery slope. It's not clear. Again, remember what I said, coherence, right? Many life skills. And made good memories. A little bit more detail here, if I'm going to say that, with friends and family. Okay, just kind of finishing that off. So again, very good, Aisha. I like it. Just make sure you avoid that word things, students. Always find a better replacement. Never ever use the word stuff. Okay, stuff is slang for things, and it's low quality English. It's not a word, or these are not words that will get you good scores in a speaking test. Okay, things is basically a noun replacement, so avoid the word things and stuff. Okay, especially when you're practicing, always replace it with a better noun. It's a very good tip to increase your speaking band score. All right. Okay, let's try a couple more questions here from part 1. Let's try this one. Do you miss anything from your childhood home? If yes, what? Yes, I miss living together with my nuclear family, my 2 brothers and parents. I love them very much, and I definitely feel more distanced from them. Fortunately, we visit each other as much as possible. Okay? So again, you don't need tricky answers. You don't need to try and force idiomatic language in there. You just want to focus on complete, clear, accurate sentences. Okay, use the question. So do you miss anything from your childhood home? Yes, I miss living together. So immediately use the question to segue into your response. Okay, all right. Let's see the follow-up answer here from Aisha. Aisha says, no, I don't miss anything from my childhood home. It was a nice place, but I've moved on and I'm happy with where I live now. I like it. Aisha, it's a good answer. It's natural. It's smooth. It sounds good. I would give this a band 9 if I heard it. It's a very accurate answer. But students, do be careful of negative answers. They tend to be short. Like you can see how Aisha's is quite a bit shorter than what I wrote. Negative answers are short. If you say too many of them, it will hurt your fluency score plus your coherence. If you keep saying no, 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 then it's kind of like, okay, where are we going with this? This is a very short conversation. So try to focus on positive answers as much as possible. Aisha says it's the truth. Yeah, you know, students, I hear that often, and I'll segue into that for a second. So people will often say like, yes, but it's the truth. Okay, really though, students, truth is very subjective and temporal. Temporal means it's connected to time, right? It is subject to change. So that's an interesting one. You know, what is truth, right? How long does truth last? What is true today might not be true tomorrow. That's the simple way of saying it. And I know that's kind of twisting reality. I get it. But that's just the way it is. So if you think positive answers, you'll realize like, oh, okay, it's true that I don't miss anything from my childhood home. But if I really think about it, don't I miss anything from my childhood home? Like, how about mom's home cooking? Do I really not miss anything, right? Like, do I really not miss anything? My mom's home cooking, playing with dad, the nice park behind my house. Okay, so truth is a funny one. You see what I'm saying with that, everybody? So you want to focus on positive answers. They're more fluent. They include more details. Okay, everybody follow me on that important tip. It's a good one. Okay, and it's just a mindset, right? Like it's the way that you kind of set up your thinking for the IELTS exam. So you want to focus on those positive answers. Okay, let's take one more here. If you could build your dream house, what would it be? Okay, conditional in the IELTS, use the full condition. So if you could build your dream house, what would it be? If money didn't matter and I could spend as much as I want on my dream home, I would love to have a 6-bedroom house with 5 bathrooms and a swimming pool. And most importantly, a huge backyard where I can enjoy playing games with my family. Okay, don't overdo it. Don't start talking about billiard tables and a bowling alley. Just I mean, if you want to, you can include a couple more details, but don't overspeak, okay? You don't want the examiner interrupting you, students. You want to have a good start and a good finish to your answers. Very important, again, for good coherence, right? Good start, good finish. You don't want to just go, and this, and that, and a big kitchen, and a huge TV, and. You don't want to do that. You don't want the examiner to interrupt you. You want a strong start, strong finish. Start strong by using the question, the grammar of the question. If it's a conditional, use the condition, okay? And then a strong finish, often with an example, or just by stopping once you have painted a good picture, okay? So again, just repeat after me. If you could build your dream house, what would it be? If money didn't matter, and I could spend as much as I want on a dream home, I would love to have a 6-bedroom house with 5 bathrooms and a swimming pool. And most importantly, a huge backyard where I can enjoy playing games with my family. Okay, making those connections. Remember how I said I like being with my family, playing games? Okay, so you want to include that. Okay, Barno, I'm liking what I'm seeing. Barno says, in the chat, everybody, Barno says, my dream house. Now, Barno, again, just the condition. Given the opportunity, just even 3 simple words, given the opportunity. Given the opportunity, my dream house would be a modern, eco-friendly home with large windows, a library, and a garden where I could enjoy nature and live a comfortable life. Yeah, and you don't need the but there. Okay, it's not a contrast. You can have, a lot of modern homes are eco-friendly, so you don't need a modern but eco-friendly. It's a modern eco-friendly home. Okay, and then add the condition, Barno, and then you've got a really good response. Okay, then the examiner goes, oh, okay, it's a really solid answer. All right, good. Yeah. Okay, again, students, let's take a look at part 2 here. So when you're finished with part 1, the examiner will say, okay, now I will show you some questions. You will have 1 minute to read these questions, and then you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. You can take notes in this 1 minute preparation time if you wish. Is that clear? Then you say yes, and then the examiner will say, describe a positive childhood memory. Step number 1, students, is read the questions carefully. Don't rush. This is not the reading section. You don't need to race against time. Okay, be patient. I know it feels like, okay, 1 minute's so quick, I don't have enough time, Don't think about that. Okay, 60 seconds. 60 seconds is lots of time to read some questions and come up with a few good points and ideas. Okay, so here, read the card. Read it carefully. Describe a positive childhood memory. You should say when it happened, where it took place, why this is a positive memory for you. Okay? So this is an event, all right? Again, for the IELTS part 2, you're going to be talking either about a person, a place, an object, an idea, or an event. In this case, we're talking about an event. And when you talk about an event, you need to describe the location, the time, the people that were there, okay, so the attendees, the people, the activities, right, like what happened, what did you do? This is where all your verbs come into play, right? So what were the activities? And then your experience, and this is where all the feelings come into play, like how you felt about it, okay? So that's what you need to do when you talk about an event. Now, students, before you sit your IELTS exam, make sure that you also practice part 2 cue cards for places, for people, for objects, and ideas. To get a better understanding of that, again, I highly recommend either signing up at gieltshelp.com with the green background or ahelp.com with the blue background. And again, in your My Student account, in all of these videos, so we've got hundreds and hundreds of videos here. Let me just randomly click on one. And we cover all of these different topics in these speaking interviews. So this one here, let's see. It's about an object. I can tell it's a favorite dessert. I can already tell here it's New York cheesecake. You guys can't see it because the screen is way too big, but let me just make it smaller. There, you should be able to see it here. So this is one of the videos off the website. This one's an object. It's a cheesecake. When you're talking about objects, you need to describe what they look like, where you get the object, where it comes from, the origin, its function, how it works, and so on. And here it's a cheesecake. And actually here, I'm the student. So here we have an IELTS examiner and she is examining me. So you can check that out. And again, we have hundreds of videos with all different kinds of part 1, 2, and 3 topics for you. Okay, but definitely cover those 5 categories for part 2. Very important. Again, they're on the website. I'll drop the link into the chat one more time for you. Okay. Yeah, Kurt Paul, it is possible to practice speaking together. Absolutely. Okay, so there's the academic one, and you can find the general IELTS one from there as well. All right, so this part 2, describe a childhood memory. It's an event. Think about these points: location, time, people, activities, experience. You should always try to think of a couple ideas. Don't just think of one, think of 2, maybe 3. Learning to ride your bicycle, first day of school, right? So first day of school, riding a bike or learning to ride a bike. Maybe your first date, ooh, right? Those are all some pretty interesting childhood memories. Regular shorts, would the examiner stop me before concluding? If you go over 2 minutes or if you keep repeating yourself, if you go off topic, yes, they will. So it's a good question. Regular shorts is asking this question here, and it's a good one. Pay attention to this. Regular short says, would the examiner stop me before concluding? Yes, if you go over 2 minutes, go off topic, repeat yourself unnaturally. Okay, and that means like over and over the same. And it was my first memory, and I remember this was a really good memory, and I remembered my childhood. This was kind of one of those days that really sticks out. If you keep repeating yourself, they'll stop you as well. Okay. Talak, yeah, you don't want to go over the 2 minutes, so you want to kind of conclude within those 2 minutes. Okay, Talak is asking, is it bad if we go over the 2 minutes? Yes, it is. You should aim for about between 90 seconds and 2 minutes. So somewhere between 90 seconds and 2 minutes. You should have a complete story at the end of 90 seconds. It's a good question, Talak, yes. And then use the remainder of the 30 seconds to give a bit more detail if you need to. Okay, good question. So you should have a complete answer story in about 90 seconds. And if the examiner gives you the last 30 seconds, use it for more details. Okay. Sounds good? All right. Okay, students, so please prepare your answers for this. So I'll give you that 1 minute preparation time now. So starting now, describe a positive childhood memory. You should say when it happened, where it took place, why this is a positive memory. Start preparing your answers. And then what we'll do is we will practice this through Zoom. Okay, I'll even stick these questions into the chat so you can prepare while I um, begin the Zoom session. And then you can join Zoom and you get a feel for what those premium student classes look like. So premium students on Thursdays and Fridays get classes like this where it's all on Zoom and you get lots of chances to speak. So here is the Zoom link. I just dropped it into the chat. If you don't have Zoom downloaded, it's a very popular app. I'm going to start up our Zoom session here. Okay, so you can use your camera. I can't because I am on YouTube, but you're welcome to. And then I'll see you pop up here on my screen. I'll put on my headphones so I can hear what you say, and then we can talk to each other, students, and you'll hear each other because you'll hear my desktop audio as well. Okay, we already have one student joining, Aisha. Fantastic. Students, use this react button to put up your hand if you're really ambitious, but I'm guessing everybody who's joining would like to volunteer. That's probably why you're joining, right? So let me mute everybody there, and then we'll get going. Okay, fantastic. Lots more people. Let me just get a couple more people in here, and then we'll get going. Amanjot, why don't you unmute yourself?
Hi, Adrian. Good morning. How are you?
I am doing well, thank you, Amanjot. It's good to hear your voice. How are you doing?
Good, good. Thank you.
All right. So, Amanjot, we're just a second. I'm going to mute everybody and then unmute yourself one more time, okay? Okay, so Amanjot, just unmute yourself one more time. I just wanted to clear some of that background noise from your peers.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So, Amanjot, let's get into this part 2 cue card. We're just going to start from part 2 today. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. So I'll take notes while you're speaking. I'll start you off, and then I'll give you some feedback on how you did, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's do it. Describe a positive childhood memory. Your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
Um, the one childhood memory that comes to my mind immediately is the family picnic that happened back in 2008 when I was about 8 years old. It was basically a small picnic that was decided by my parents, and we traveled around like 16 kilometers to visit the field where there was lots of trees and a stream flowing nearby. We packed some food along with the camera and some other stuff. So it was a mesmerizing experience for me because not only it gives the chance to spend some time with my family members, but also I have those pictures with me now also because we spent time like chatting with each other, laughing on the stories that we shared with each other. I particularly remember the storytelling of my grandfather, and yeah, it is still in my mind, and I always laugh when I remember those stories. And
Okay,
I think
your 2 minutes are up. I will stop you there, and we will now go on to part 3. For this part, I will ask you a question or two related to your response and some questions connected to the topic of part 3. Do you remember what food you had at this picnic?
like rice and curry. I remember that this one only. We
Okay.
packed this food because like it looked natural, and we get a different environment but with the same food. So
Okay.
that's why we packed. Yeah.
Okay, good, good. You realized that wasn't fluent enough, so you started speaking more fluently. That was good. That was smart. Yeah, exactly. If that happens, students, yeah, if you realize, oh wait, that was a really short answer, I should elaborate on that a little bit. Then that's a good idea. Yeah. So always use the question. So even the follow-up question, when the examiner says, okay, so do you remember what kind of food you had at this picnic? Then say, yes, I remember the food, at least the rice and the curry. I don't remember the dessert. My mom made a really delicious, quite spicy curry for us, and it gave us a lot of energy to play and run around. So you want to elaborate, definitely. Okay, I liked your answer. I thought it was good. I would mark it as good, so I would give it a band 7. I would say this is good English.
Yeah, I forgot the activities, for instance, hide and seek. Yeah.
Exactly. So if I were to try to improve this response, it would be in the details. So I would give more details, have it sounding a little bit more connected,
Hmm.
and that way you could improve the score. It kind of felt like you were struggling to come up with ideas of how to explain this childhood memory, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Band 8, Band 9 speaking for the IELTS, it really needs to sound like you're just having a great conversation without any struggles. And then I'm sure you might have even caught yourself when you said we packed some food, camera, and some other stuff.
Yeah,
Right?
that's why I said stuff.
And you're like, ah. Now, if that happens in the IELTS students, so if you realize you've said a word that's just poor or low quality, like stuff, there's one of two
I
choices.
don't want to say, but I have to say because I could not think of any other thing. That's why I said stuff. You said do not have to say things and stuff, but I said because I don't want to like stay interrupted in there. That's why.
Yeah. So I'll give you a trick. I'll give you a trick,
Mm-hmm.
Amanjot. So if you do that, students, you don't need to panic. It's not like the world's over and you're gonna get a band 5. Okay, so the life goes on. So number
Mm-hmm.
one, you can just forget about it and move on. Don't stress about it. That's not my goal to stress you out by saying don't use the word stuff. The other strategy, and maybe this is the best one here, students, is what you can do is you can actually correct yourself, and that's very pleasant for somebody who has advanced English, like your examiner. They'll
Mm-hmm.
appreciate that. So you can say, we packed some food, camera, and some other stuff. What I mean by that are some games like badminton,
Oh,
as well as a picnic blanket
yeah.
and an umbrella
Mm-hmm.
to shade us from the sun.
Okay.
Right? And it actually then, using the word stuff instead of being bad, has now helped you to elaborate on what you mean by stuff, right?
Mhm. Okay.
So that's a really good trick to take something that's not necessarily good and turn it into something that's a bit more positive. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So try to repeat this sentence after me, everybody. We packed some food, camera, and some other stuff. What I mean by that are some games like badminton, as well as a picnic blanket and an umbrella to shade us from the sun.
Sure. We packed some food, camera, and some other stuff, but I mean by that there are some games like badminton as well as picnic blanket and an umbrella to shade us from the sun.
Yeah, so now you've actually explained the word stuff, right? So it's given me clarity, and it shows me that you're able to be dynamic in English and pivot and improve low language to better language. So that's a very good way to do it, okay? As soon as you catch yourself saying stuff. All right?
Okay, okay.
Okay. I'm on Jot. Otherwise, very nice. Keep practicing. Okay. It's good to practice being spontaneous and kind of coming up with a story. So you did a good job. Thank you. Come back again. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye for now. Okay, students, let me find somebody else to volunteer here from our group. There are lots of us in here. It's nice to see. Raquela, Javeb, do you want to unmute yourself, Raquela?
Hello, sir.
How are you, Raquela?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Good. This is your first time volunteering, I think, right?
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you. Where are you? What country are you in?
I'm from Indonesia.
Okay. And why are you taking the
Mhm.
IELTS exam?
Because I want to try to apply for scholarship and study abroad.
Okay, good. All right, well, Raquilla, let's try this part two. You know what? Let's not try. Let's do it.
Okay.
And then I'll give you some feedback. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Describe a positive childhood memory. Your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
Okay. When I flash back to my childhood moment, it was happen when I'm in elementary school era, and the happy moment is about playing with friends during the break time of school. Um, we we play game like a Tom and Jerry games where my friends are divided into s- into roles. There are a cat and also there are mouse, and um the my friend that chosen as a cat must to stand in the middle of the lab, while the others as a mice need to divide it into two sides, and they need to catch uh us as a as a mouse to when I we running across the lab. It was a very memorable moment because we cannot play that games again as an adult, right? So when I'm can back to time to that moment again, it will very happy to do it again. And as child we do not have any pressure, so
Okay,
we
your
just
2 minutes is up.
simply happy.
I'll stop you
Yeah.
there and we'll go on to part three. All right, it sounded like you're kind of going off there at the end with when we were kids, there's not a lot of pressure on us. So it starts to kind of go off a little bit into a more general explanation. And that's probably when
Mhm.
the examiner would interrupt you and say, okay, your time is up. Let's
Mm.
go on to part three. And now I will ask you some questions. Related to your response and connected to the topic of part two. Are you still friends with some of your cohorts from those school days?
Oh well, because of um the um, we need to enter the the junior school, means that there are much options of the school, so we I can say that we lost of contact from my childhood friends, and because I also go to different schools, so
Okay.
maybe we cannot
We'll
keep
stop
in
there.
touch.
We'll stop there. We'll stop there. Okay, so first,
Okay.
my very first tip, Raquela, is give very
Mm,
direct answers. Okay, so
mm,
try to be more direct. So, for example, this follow up answer, just give it very directly. Say, no, unfortunately, I'm not. Right. So
mm,
immediately just answer the question. Don't kind of trickle into the
mhm,
answer because it makes it confusing for the examiner and your mark will go down, 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 down. So you want to be very direct, and this is not just for you, Raquilla, this is for everybody. You want to be very direct with your answers, students. So if the examiner says, are you still in touch with some of your friends from back in those school days, you need to just say, no, unfortunately, I have lost contact with
mm,
those friends because after graduating elementary school or primary school,
mhm.
we all went our different ways.
Oh, okay.
Okay, can you just repeat that
Okay.
sentence? No, unfortunately, I have lost contact with those friends because after graduating elementary school, we all went our different ways.
Okay. No, unfortunately, I lost contact with my friends because after graduate from elementary school, we just attend different school.
We went our different
We
ways.
went out. We went out different ways.
Okay. Your part two response, it was good. I like the idea. I thought you had a great idea there. So you took me visually back to your recess time. It's called recess. The break that's in school has a special name. It's called recess. Or sometimes we call it a lunch break, the longer break, a lunch break. The shorter break that comes before the lunch break, or sometimes after the lunch break as well, it's called recess. Can you repeat after me? Recess. Recess.
Recess.
Yeah, and you know what, Raquela, I'll play Tom and Jerry. It sounds like fun. It makes me say, you said
Yeah.
adults don't play it. I'll play Tom and Jerry as an adult. It sounds like a good time. I'm just teasing. They said, oh, we can't play it as adults. You're a cat, I'm a mouse, let's go chase each other. Okay, so very nice description. Yeah, tricky with the plural on the mouse and the mice. Can you just repeat after me? Mouse.
Mouse.
Mice.
Mice.
Sometimes you used the plural singular correctly, sometimes you didn't. So sometimes it was accurate, sometimes it was a little bit off for that one. But overall, very good. Work on your fluency, work on grammatical accuracy and word choice, okay? One of the best tips I can give you, Raquel, is lots of reading to improve that part of your language. So lots of reading. Somebody who's at your level and speaks with your style and has your mistakes, I think a really good way to improve is join a book club, which means read a book. There's online book clubs. You can do it from home, or there might be one in your area. I don't know. Make sure it's English. Read a book, a famous, popular book that many people are reading, and then discuss it with other people who are also enjoying that book. That's a really good way to build up that accuracy and that fluency in word choice. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay, sir.
But Raquela, that was
Well,
good. Yeah. Did you have a question?
Can I know like approximately band score that I
Yes,
get?
absolutely. Yeah. So I would say it's a tricky one, but I would say for part two, your band is probably a 5.5 to 6. Okay, somewhere in that range right now. For that, that's just for part two. So students, when I'm giving you your scores, remember part one, part three can be different, right? Part two is one of the more challenging parts of the speaking. I think it's the most challenging part. So so don't stress about it. Just work on improving. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Raquela. Have a great day and come back
Thank
again,
you so
okay?
much, sir. Yes,
Bye for
thank you.
now.
Bye-bye.
All right. Everybody give Raquela a big thumbs up in the chat. Also, Amanjot, give her a big thumbs up. You know, you deserve that because it's challenging and you're putting your heart out there. You're on YouTube. You're speaking in front of unknown people, peers. It's amazing, okay? All right. I really appreciate it, for sure. Let's take somebody else. Let's take Sao. Sao. Do you want to unmute yourself, Sao? Sao? If you're there still? I'm not sure if Sao is still there.
Yes, sir.
Hi. Am I pronouncing your name correctly? Is it Sao?
Um, wait a moment. Oh yeah, of course. No, but
Sao,
there's an echo.
mute your YouTube. Yeah, you have echo because you have audio coming from both Zoom and YouTube. So you need
Yeah,
to
okay.
mute YouTube and just have the audio on Zoom, and then it should be okay.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, everything is fine.
Yeah, it
How about
sounds
my
better.
name?
Yeah. So your name, is it pronounced Cao or Chow?
Well, my name is actually pronounced like cow, C-A-O, which
Okay.
has the same pronunciation as cow, the animal name, cow.
Got you. Okay, so it's a K. Okay, Cow, thank you for that. All right, Cow, let's practice some part 3 questions. Are you ready?
Yes, of course.
Okay,
Um,
let's do it. Cow, sorry, before we begin, where are you from?
oh, well, I'm from Vietnam, and I'm really proud to be here as one of Sir Adrian's members in YouTube.
Well, thank you for being here. Okay, Cow, let's do this. So in Vietnam, all right, awesome. Let's do this. Ready?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's get started.
All right. Let's talk about news and media. How do people usually hear about the latest news?
Well, I think there's a variety of ways that people use to hear or get informed about the latest news. But one of the most popular ways would be through social media, Facebook, TikTok, and um, WhatsApp plays a vital role in this case, which basically update their news, their plots, and pages every couple of hours. And furthermore, other pages or channels on the national broadcast television, such as the BBC News and VTV7. Uh,
Okay. What are different types of news that people mostly follow?
hmm, from my personal perspective, I think the news which has controversial topic is among the most that people would follow. Some of them could be about topics of wars, and the others would be about the financial situation of the country. For example, in Vietnam, a research has shown that there's around 70% of um, viewers who's usually log into the news talking about the economics system and the rules um, that
Okay.
has changed that system.
Okay, I'm going to stop with those two. And that was a bit of a segue because we're talking about childhood memories, and in most cases, part three will be about childhood memories, but always be ready for a surprise. So it should follow with the same topic, but there's no guarantee. The examiner can switch. They can switch to any topic they want, and especially if you're a high band student, you will get a broader range of questions just because they're trying to see how good you can answer on different topics. And you did a really good job there, Cal. You pivoted very easily. So I said, let's talk about news and media. And you might be thinking like, how is that connected to childhood memories? But you just went with it and you said, okay, you've got great vocabulary, by the way. I really like it. I like your grammar structure. Work on your intonation a little bit. Your pronunciation's clear. I can understand. I mean, you have a Vietnamese accent, but there's no problem with that. I can clearly understand you. So that's fine. I would give you a band 7. I thought that was good English. One way you can improve Cal quickly is just a strong finish. Okay, you have a very strong start. Your finish is not as strong as your start. Do you follow what
Oh,
I'm saying?
yeah, of course. Like
Okay.
for some of my films. Mhm.
Yeah, so you want to finish just as strong as how you're starting. So you said, well, I think there's a variety of ways to hear or get informed about the news, but one of the most popular ways is through social media. And then you mentioned some social media like Facebook, WhatsApp, YouTube, and
Mhm.
and then you just kind of kept rambling, and then your
Yeah.
score started to kind of decrease with that rambling, and I basically had to interrupt you to get to the next question. Instead of doing that,
Mhm.
just give an example, and don't say for example. Just give the example. In Vietnam, most people follow the news through an app called Today's World.
This one.
I'm just making that up, but it's just the finish. It's just a
Mhm.
strong example finish,
Mhm.
right? So in Vietnam, most people follow the news
Yeah.
through an app called Today's World, and then you're done, right? Like just leave it there and wait for the next question. Don't keep talking, okay?
Right.
Yeah,
I note that down. Thank you.
you're super super
And
welcome. Yeah. I can tell
and
too, Cal, that you've spent a lot of time studying English and you have a lot of English in your head. So your thinking is correct. Now it's time to just practice. So practice speaking as much as possible. Find a speaking partner. Um,
mhm.
there's a really good group that you can join called Toastmasters. It's
Yeah.
free. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Can I may I ask you a question, sir,
Yeah.
Adrian?
Hmm.
I'd like um I'm curious about your WhatsApp group. So are you holding some sort of like an admin roles in your WhatsApp groups?
No, I don't. So there is a WhatsApp group that a lot of our students have started, but I don't actively participate in a WhatsApp group. It's just I don't have time for it, unfortunately. I'm so busy with all of my other work. But yeah, I'll keep it in mind though, and I should reach out to that group because there is a big group of students from these classes who started a WhatsApp group. So I'll make a note of it, and then I'll try to share that on the YouTube community post. Okay, I'm gonna actually write that down right now, where students
Yeah.
can connect on the WhatsApp group. So thank you for asking.
Yeah, we would gladly to see you come back, a very strong comeback from Sir Adrian's, because obviously you give us like very useful, informative lesson. And one thing I would like to mention about is that to get to the level of English right now, most of the time I spend time to watch your videos and try to mimicking your voice, both your question and then the candidate answer, because this is a smart way to learn how you ask question, how do you question the candidate and how they respond. So yeah, I'm really glad that you open a YouTube channel and welcome everyone, and yeah, keep an open mind to everyone.
Thank you so much for saying that, Cal. That's very flattering. I appreciate it. And it's fuel for me. It's basically the reason why I do it. And you're absolutely right. Copying questions and answers is key. It's so important to have both sides of that picture. So thank you, Cal. Thank you for volunteering. Have an awesome rest of your day.
Yeah, and you the same too, sir. Have a awesome maybe morning in.
It is. Yeah, it's 7:30 in the morning. Yes, you're right. Thank you so much.
See you.
Okay, big thumbs up for Cal. That was great. Students, I've run out of time for this class, unfortunately. I know there's lots more volunteers, and I'll have to end the Zoom there. But again, everybody, if you're liking this class, if you want more opportunities for interactions, for speaking, check us out at aehelp.com for academic IELTS, gltshelp.com for general IELTS. We've got lots of content there for you. For our premium users who are using the premium version of our course, we've got a task 1 writing interactive class where students speak, and a speaking class this Thursday and Friday. Okay, thank you to the volunteers. Again, visit these websites. This is aehelp.com here. Click the big red button to join. gltshelp.com, big red button to join. And then I will see you tomorrow. I sent out those Zoom links for this week's classes already. So if you're joining the premium version now, you will have to send me an email. That's it for today, students. Good job. And have an awesome, lovely rest of your day. I'm Adrian, signing out from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. Bye, everybody.